We're going to be going over types of fruit and what that means when it comes to working with groups. And this is kind of a personality test. And so, what students will do is they can take this personality test, and down here on slide 11 are all of the different directions that you will use to get your results. And so, first, I would suggest that you take the test and you find out what kind of fruit you are. And so on this test, you're just going to go in and you're rating these words. So 4 means you are most related to that word, and then 1 is least. So you would just kind of go in and you're going to say here, maybe here, here, and then here. And then this one, you might be organized, and then you're going to kind of, again, decide what type of fruit you are by taking this survey. After you set that up, you are going to make a copy of this Google Sheet. And your results to you will come in like this, where you're going to be able to see your scores here. And then based on the fruit, you can go down and read what you might be like and what you might not be like. And then you're able kind of to use those results when working with students. After that, you can also view all the resources that were kind of shared in creating this if you do need something. But once you make a copy of this Google Sheet, that's the first step. So you're going to go in and you're going to make a copy of this Google Sheet. And once you make a copy of the Google Sheet in your Drive, it also makes a copy of the Google form. And so just to make sure, down here we see that purple Google form symbol. That means it is linked. And what you're going to do is everything is set up for you, even Autocrat, but you just need to click play on Autocrat. So you're going to go into extensions and then Autocrat launch. And with Autocrat, that is what we're sending to personalize everybody's scores to them so they know what kind of fruit they are, and it can help them know their natural abilities they might have trouble with, how they learn best, and then to explain their styles they need to do this. So again, it can be kind of cool for students to see what kind of fruit they are, and then they're able to use this test in order to learn more about themselves. And so on our Autocrat, you can click the pencil and you can customize this if you want to. But again, it should be pretty set up for you. The only thing you might want to change is the email. And so again, it's grabbing that slide. What type of fruit are you? And I also added a reflection for students at the very end where they can kind of talk about what fruits describe them best, what are 2 of their natural abilities, and then how do they best learn, what do they have trouble with, and then they can also write their strengths or how they're going to strengthen their style. And so this is pulling the colors and everything is matching up with the fruit. This one is going to personalize their name on their file, and it's going to say, what fruit are you? And then it's going to all go into this folder. If you want to create a folder in your Google Drive, I would suggest you do that. And then you can link your folder and delete mine. So that way all of your students' responses are going into your folder. You can skip 6. And what this is just saying is if there's a timestamp, we want it to run. So next. And then right here where we share this email with our students. So make sure you collect the email on the Google form, and then you can write whatever you want to for your attached results. And if you use these blue brackets, you're able to customize the email even more. And then I do want it to run on a trigger. And so I'm all set up and I'm going to hit save. And then once I hit save, all I have to do is hit the play button. And it will send an email as soon as my students or whoever fills out this Google form. And to view or send the Google form, you can go into Tools, and right here where it says Manage Form, you can go in and you're able to edit the form. And you can go in and I might, instead of my students typing in that email address, I might go in and set that up so that way they don't have to because they're in my domain. And then I can go in and just double check everything, but everything should be set up and ready to go. So all I have to do is click the send button and I can send this link directly to my students. So they can take this fruit test and then I can kind of see their scores right in these 3 columns. So I can kind of see real quick how my students are when it comes to their personality. So that is how you set up that survey. So again, if you do need to see something in the folder, I attached it, but you should not need it at all. You should just be able to make a Google copy of this Google Sheet and be able to run it. And so then once students take this, you can have them kind of complete some group activities. And so right here, they work in a bakery and a customer calls 15 minutes before she is coming in to pick up a birthday cake she ordered that morning. The cake was to be decorated for her husband's 40th birthday, which is tonight. You can find the cake has not been made. And then students have to problem solve what they're going to do to solve this cake dilemma. So they're going to have 5 minutes to work as a group and they're going to try to solve that problem. And then when they're done, they're going to share their solutions. And then they've got 5 more minutes to write down as many solutions as they can. And 1 idea per like post-it note or card. And they can just keep on grabbing those cards. And then we talk about teamwork skills. So what should have been used to help students in this situation. And then we kind of start to take the test. So again, this is like group work without taking the test. And then when we take the test, we can go over the results with students and kind of help them understand why an orange might have trouble with some of the things in our groups, or why a melon might have some issues, or what their strengths are, or what they're able to do. So again, we all have strengths and weaknesses, and that's why a great team really does take all 4 of these different fruits to make that team. And so you're able to go over that personality test with your students. And then after they do that, you can have them be grouped by um, one of each color, and you can then kind of see how they work in this new group where there's different skills being brought to the table. So again, here's the walkthrough of how to set up your results if you want to give this personality test to your students.